It's Monday, March 31st, and the Final Four is set. And I'm about as sad as any human being can possibly be. Just to go ahead and set the tone right now, I am recording this fresh off getting Auburn eagled and Janai Broome trying to be a fake Willis Reed. So there is what it is there, but I'm still here. Y'all still need the full episode, so I got no excuse. And I know I got my guy Deion on the other end of this to help me out, and we can maybe if I break down, he can pile on me and help me break down quicker. But who really knows? Deion, how you doing? Happy Monday to you.
Doing terrible. I had Michigan State plus 5.5. I had Michigan State money line. I had Jace's over on points and Jace's over on threes.
Yeah.
So
So tough day for everyone on this call. I would say no,
yeah,
not much else to say right there. But look, after all this talk and all the season that has gone on, we are literally a week away from the season being over and a national champion being crowned. And we have four number one seeds playing in the Final Four. I guess before we get to the YouTube comment today, I just want your quick thoughts on how you feel about the chalk about it.
uh, I'm assuming you turned it off right after the buzzer sounded, or did you hear what the announcer said right after?
Was it the chalk in the Riverwalk?
Fire.
Kind of a bar. Kind of a bar. Also, sick, you noticed it? Because I was going to bring it out on here and claim it as my own during one big thing. That plan goes to shit now. Damn it.
That was such a bar. That had me fired up for the Final Four, not gonna lie. It was a little disappointing Michigan State lost, and I heard all chalk on the Riverwalk. I was like, I'm locked in. All chalk on the Riverwalk it is.
Yeah, it honestly did kind of slap, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get this show moving along. Shout out to G once again. I think he's gonna maybe return. We're gonna figure out like postseason what the outlook looks like with full episodes. We're still gonna have that. We got all types of transfer portal videos on the channel. Y'all can check out. Dion's on those. We got Ralph Riley and some other guys helping out. Shout out to our producer JK too for making sure all his notifications are on. So when someone goes in the portal, that dude's faster than Woj with it. So shout out to our guy. But Dion, can we go to the YouTube comment of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is from the Trey White enters the portal video. Kevin Hensley 4643. He said, "Sorry guys, but all comes down to the coach. Brad may be a good coach, but the kids don't like to play for him." I don't find there to be any truth to that, but I wanted to get your take on it.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it is. I think this is where people get lost when I talk about like Illini people transferring and the reasons for it. I I don't want to say they're all adding the wrong kids, but like you add Trey White. Trey White hasn't stayed at the same school since like 2011, and he was like six then. Like he just doesn't stay at school. So like if you're trying to establish something and have some retention, I think you got to get some guys like that, and also like you got to put a focus on that. But the whole like not liking to play for Brad thing, I don't know if I can get with that because we have seen guys succeed in that system and be like first team all Big Ten guys and be all American. So the proof's in the pudding there. I don't really think I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean Coleman left and it seemed like he wanted to still play for Brad Underwood. So that one's really hard for me to believe, to be honest.
Yeah, Brad's gonna get right. It's all good. I mean, look, there's a lot of attrition going on, and attrition is never that good. But also, attrition sometimes is good if your team's not the best. Like maybe you don't want guys back that were seventh place, but you want some guys back, is what I'm saying. But I'm sure Brad will figure out. It's a long off season. We are going to get to the Discord comments. We got a good amount of them. We didn't have full episodes on Thursday or Friday. I am not skipping y'all comments for Bluffs Friday. Riley's not here. So I will put a little mark here at iMainer on 326 to come back to that, and I will read the Bluffs comments. Also, he'll have to answer for folks saying he's dissing because what Duke is doing right now, by the way. That's it's a conversation for a whole nother day.
Also, I may repost that comment because it ain't getting read. Like
Yeah, you're right. That's probably facts to be honest with you. But all right, join the Discord. Discord is one of the best ways to support us and all the content that we do over here. A lot of hours, a lot of manpower, a lot of research put into this, and we want to put out good stuff for y'all. And a way to do that is by supporting us and being in the Discord. And also, the Discord is a real good community. If you want to just see what's going on, talk to other like-minded fans or non-like-minded, a lot of non-like-minded fans in there. But it's a good place to be and also a great way to support us. $9.99 a month if you join on your desktop. feel like they got good retention rate too. Like people are skeptical to get in, but once they're in, you for the most part stay.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen too many people leave, at least on their own accord.
Right. Yeah, there have been a few booted before, but hey, it is what it is. All right, we'll start with low life Mike on this one. With all the discussion of the death of Cinderellas, no one wants to talk about the coaching impact. The portal definitely needs leads to top talent being plucked, and we may not see too many veteran mid-major teams going forward. However, no one wants to talk about the fact that coaches jump ship from mid-majors when they successfully run just as quickly as the players do. I mean, that's big facts.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the case since the beginning of time in college basketball, right? Like coaches were complaining about players being paid while they were cashing $10 million checks. Coaches complained about the transfer portal while they would leave in the middle of the night. I mean, all college sports, that's been the case for a second.
If there's no complaining about anything in sports, then they're not sports. No one's ever completely happy. So Cinderellas will be fine. I'm so sick of crying about Cinderellas. I got a Final Four with four number one season, and I love it. I don't care. UConn 99. You accidentally skipped this, so I'll try again. I didn't accidentally skip it. I just skipped it. The biggest game of the year is almost here. No, not the NCAA championship, but the McDonald's All-American game is April 1st. Will either side score less than 100 points? Probably not. What's the last time you watched the McDonald's All-American game?
When Derrick Rose and them committed to Cal.
That's crazy, man. That's what, 13 years ago?
Probably longer than that, to be actually, no, the year Cal went from Memphis to Kentucky and everybody followed him. That was the last time I watched.
That's a tough season. Same old Lions. You skipped my comment again. Big Cat be better. Here it is. What would you guys say are the three best sports months of the year? Discord return had April 1st, Natty, Masters, had April number one, sorry. Natty, Masters, MLB, NBA, and NHL playoffs. What would your top 3 months be? Do you have April 1st?
April's on there for sure.
April's on there for sure. Um, Trying to
I think
think like
March, because you get the first weekend of March Madness is better than any month you can provide.
that's true. Well, what month are we forgetting though?
It's one of them winter months when you have basketball, college basketball, NBA, and NFL all at
Yeah,
the same time.
that's probably the one. So we'll discover which probably like November. You think it's November?
Either November or December, depending on how you feel about like Christmas Day NBA.
That's very true. That's definitely the answer there. War Chant. On today's episode, you guys were trying to guess what your prediction record would be like for the year. I think it would be fun for you guys to track it next year. Post the records, be accountable to the predictions. It would add a new entertaining element to the show. I did that for Big Ten basketball in the past, bet every game and tracked it. I found that tracking results betting Big Ten basketball is the only bets I make that are profitable. Yeah, but we should keep our record kind of check next year. I think I feel good with that. I'll be fine. Listen, I'm not here to dodge. We make predictions on every single game we do, so like we can't avoid it. So I got no problem putting a record to it if I'm going to say it.
Listen, I bet all the games I say, so I know my record. I have no
Yeah,
issue with it coming out, and it's bad.
yeah, I know my record, and let's not bring that up. Sleeve Nash, big shout out to Illini Nation, and of course, shout out to all the Sleeve fans out there. I know a bunch of you are tuned in. A lot of you have been wondering why I've been quiet lately. Don't worry, I'm still here, just taking it all in. I'd love to see some of you hop in the Discord and be a part of this awesome community as always, to the moon.
Just get a if Sleeve can come up with like two or three guys that are just his guys to join the Discord, we should just give him his own channel and see what
Sleeve,
happens.
you get two or three guys. Honestly, no. Let's make it difficult. Get five people, Sleeve. They can be part of Sleeve Nation. They can have their own mods and everything like that. You'll have your own channel and everything. We'll let you rock out in here, I promise. Clear-headed Illini fan. This question is for Dion. I'm gonna point this out now too. I'm gonna need y'all to put some respect on my guy Dion's name, man. A lot of misspelling.
A lot of this
A
stuff.
lot of misspelling. It's Deion. Come on now. But shout out to Deion Sims and Deion Waiters while we're here. All time, would you rather have Jimmer Fredette or Trevin Nell?
All time. See,
Yeah.
Jimmer was that was microwave. That was just flash in the pan. Trevin Nell, he's aging like a fine wine so far. So all time, I got to go with Nell.
Yeah, he's aging all right. Let's see here. Question for the guy on the left. Am I on the left?
No, he's talking about me. Is this Sleeve?
No, this is the same old Lions.
Oh, then yeah, if it's same old line, it's me too.
Nah, but it says, do you care to address the allegations that you're a fake Spartan dog? Oh no, this is you. This is you. You claim you're a Jace guy, but then you got caught sniffing around for bigger bags from other programs. Like Tom supposedly told Akins last year, you can look at the portal, but you aren't promised a spot here then if you aren't happy with what you found. Dion, are you in the portal shopping yourself as a fan?
I'm always shopping myself, brother. There's bills to pay at all times.
Crazy work. I respect it though. At least he's up front with it. Um, Clear-headed Illini fan. Who is a player from an in-conference rival that you feel like you shouldn't like, but you can't help loving? For me, it's Jackson Kohler. His quotes after the New Mexico game are amazing, and you can tell he eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball. Uh, an in-conference rival you feel like you shouldn't like, but you can't help loving.
They're asking the wrong person this, by the way.
Who's West Virginia? Who's West Virginia's rival?
Pitt.
Do you like anyone from Pitt?
Who was the kid that was on the team that like went to 10 high schools?
On Pitt?
It was a couple of years ago. He was like a highly rated recruit. He
Oh,
went to like
Dior Johnson?
yeah. I was a big Dior
That's a
guy.
crazy pull. I'm trying to think. I mean, I personally like I've always liked Danny Wolf's game. Like I just like watching Biggs do what he does is always fun to watch. I'm trying to think
Transfers
of anybody else in the conference.
transfers feel easy though, because
So,
you. I said transfers feel easy because you like Danny Wolf from before he got to Michigan.
right, yeah. I'm trying to think like who's the last Michigan guy that I was like honestly I was a big Kobe Buffkin guy, but that like I loved him from high school. So I was always a big Kobe Buffkin guy. That's probably the last one that I think I can name. And then I mean, if we're gonna ask for like an Illini player, I rocked with a lot of those guys. Terrence Shannon, Goody,
Yeah.
Kane, all those dudes I really rock with. Sid. Along with college basketball, it's also super fun time for cricket fans out there. As a huge cricket fan myself, I'm curious what Sleepers Media take on the sport is. If you guys have ever seen or played. If not, what is a niche sport that you guys follow that nobody else around you seems to care or know about?
What is cricket the baseball?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, don't follow cricket. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't really know. I've watched like cricket a couple times. I honestly had a really it always comes on like super late and I just found myself like betting on it to be honest with you. And I didn't understand the rules. So, but it seems like electric for what it is. But like when you don't understand the rules of something, it's hard to enjoy it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I bet on the rugby championships once, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then one team was just up like 31-2, and I didn't know that lead could get wiped away very quickly.
I'm not gonna lie, rugby might be a niche sport that I watch.
What about like I watch a lot of ITF tennis,
Yeah, but tennis is not a really a everyone watches tennis though, I feel like.
but I'm watching the one that's like in the playground with no fans and the camera angles from up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good shot. Honestly, about a month ago, and I didn't stick with it though, but I was watching darts. That shit's electric.
Darts is fire. Darts is
Darts
fire.
is electric. If I could like attach myself to a darts team or something like that, I'm a rock with that because darts was fun. Let's see what else we got. I remember the days when like I was my only one of my friends who liked soccer like that. And I thought like that was the niche, and then I realized it's the world's biggest sport.
Most
uh,
popular sport ever.
Also the worst year of my life for my soccer team. I'm in the trenches. Thank God for Michigan State basketball. Hey guys, this might be a long comment, so I apologize in advance, but I think you guys would appreciate it. You were wondering on today's episodes if there were people watching your content in different countries. Last year, when I was working in Greece for a couple months, I watched all your Purdue recaps first thing in the morning as the game would be played overnight and could not be rewatched over there. Basketball is a rapidly growing sport there, and they mostly follow the EuroLeague or the NBA because they never were able to follow college basketball before or find something that covers it the way you guys do. So I showed them your content, and we would watch the full episodes of the pod in shorts in the office. A few of them subscribe to the YouTube channel, so I asked them today if they still are. They said, "Yep, they love your content, especially with the tournament games." They also said to give their appreciation and your hard work and to give Greg a congrats on the new little one. So special shout out to Nikos, Christos, Alexios, I think it is, and Albert. Shout out to our guys tuning in from what is that, Greece? That is?
Yeah,
That's
agree.
respect. That's actually funny as hell that he said that. So I play pickup hoop every Saturday morning. Shout out to my guy Steve Manchu. He's got a boy whose name's Ryan. He's the AD at Roper High School in Michigan. So he has the keys to the gym. We like 30-year-old guys just get runs on Saturday just to, basically feel good about ourselves for all the stuff we're gonna not do the rest of the day, basically, right? And he comes up to me and I guess either he went on a foreign exchange program or something in regards to that, and he has a boy in Russia who actually saw our video. So I don't know, like maybe if he saw like because Yegor is Russian, so I'm thinking maybe he saw like a BYU video or something like that, and he was showing him the video, and Ryan's like, "You're not gonna believe this. I literally hooped with that guy." And it was like a full circle, literally smallest world. The shit was cool, but crazy that we got so does this mean if we pull up in Greece, like are we good in the streets?
I hope so, because Greece is the country that's like underwater, right?
That's Atlantis.
Oh,
Wait,
Greece,
no, wait, maybe it is under. Oh no, it is under. It's below sea
yeah,
level.
yeah, it's below sea level.
Is it actually? We're not.
I'm,
We got to stop being geography guys. Is it
Yeah,
below sea level?
I'm pretty sure Greece is the one that's below. Hold on, Greece underwater. I'm gonna Google it.
Or it's like they got that sea that got no salt in it, so you float the Baltic or the Black Sea. What is it?
Greece might not be underwater.
It
It's
might. It
the
might.
Aegean Sea.
I mean, I would definitely pull up in Mykonos.
Yeah, I'll go to Greece.
I'll go to Greece.
I'd
That's
rather be honest.
Mediterranean food, right?
Yeah,
I don't mean to be big back with it, but I love a good
I
Mediterranean.
eat. I had Greek food the other day. A euro, right?
Yeah, that's like. See, I'm not the biggest Euro guy, but like good Mediterranean chicken and some hummus or something like that, a little rice pilaf. I'm in that easily. Okay. Shout out to our guys. I want to make sure I get them. Shout out to Nikos, Christos, Alexios, and Albert. Elite names. I'm not gonna lie though, Albert, you got the short end of the stick, my dog. Like, if you're rocking with Nikos, Christos, Alexios, and then Albert, like I feel like you got to make an impact.
Yeah, Albert. I'm gonna be honest. You gotta talk to your parents.
Yeah, or like honestly, if you're in a good place, just add an OS to that. Just be Albertos.
Albertos goes crazy. I don't know if that sounds like a Greek name though. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, we'll work on it. War Chant. The gift of the 3 extra days the Illini had Carrie Booth in the fold were so special. Never forget these last 3 days. Thanks, Carrie. Yeah, thanks, Carrie, for letting us have to make 3 videos on you enter the transfer portal instead of just one. Um, Thanks, Dion, for no. This is a Malik. This is a Perry Flurry here. Thanks, Dion, for noticing Carter skipped my comments again. Damn, big back. All right, respect. Also, watch out for the kid. I think so. I made a realization, and I'm in a vulnerable spot now, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I saw Isaac Rochelle on TikTok lost like 40 pounds. I take that as a threat. I take that as a threat, and I challenge him. So give me a couple months, Mr. Rochelle. It's on site.
You're gonna start
Um,
doing Ashton Hall workouts.
Ashton Hall needs to relax. He really needs to relax. I saw a video of him shooting jumpers and then eating half a watermelon. I'm like, dog, what is really going on with you?
He's got a video of Mr. Beast coming out.
Mr. Beast does not miss a bag, man.
Man, man,
Truthfully. Accusations going around about the committee member in UNC scandals. Do you think he helped UNC get into the madness?
this
Is,
comment feels like it was from 2 weeks ago.
this is on 327. Malik, maybe is he watching the tournament on backdrop or something? What's going on here? Let's see what else we got here. Uh let's see. Carter, your music knowledge is on the same level as Dion. Billy Joe. Did I read these comments?
Yeah,
No,
big
wait, no,
time.
no, no. So I skipped them. Malik reposted the same comments that I skipped. Malik, brother, what are we doing, man? I appreciate you, but come on now. Crazy,
Billy
crazy
is
work. All right,
hilarious.
let's move on forward here. Let's see. Burner 605. Please describe Caleb Love to someone who was in a coma for the last 5 years, but is a massive college basketball fan.
Think Nick Young if he never meets Iggy Azalea.
That's so perfect. I literally have no follow-up. That's actually, yeah, like literally a 6'4" Nick Young. That's basically what it is. Um, Burner 605. Also, the Johnny Furphy experience at Kansas was a fever dream. That really did happen. Johnny Furphy was actually at Kansas. That actually did happen. Is Johnny Furphy like done anything in the NBA?
Johnny Furphy's in the NBA.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Uh, His brother's going to UConn, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, he's on the Pacers.
Oh, okay. I
That's
thought he got drafted.
1.6 points per game on 37%. I mean, you really got to try to do
He
that.
swears he says I'm on Zapala. Dougie Tutter. Can we agree that Bama taking 51 of their 66 shots from three was only fun because they shot 50%? If they shot 30% from three, the narratives would be much different. Don't really love NBA style offense that people are talking about unfavorably becoming prominent in college basketball.
Braun did a whole hour on Pat McAfee about college basketball offense. I feel like it's probably a topic we save for the off season because it's kind of usable. But um, yeah, I mean, it was only from a Bama perspective, it was absolutely fun because they made the shots because typically they don't.
Right. But like the thing is, in the NBA, it's NBA players and like they play that style and like they're broke from three and they shoot 32%. That's them being broke. It just never gets to that point. But I don't know. I like seeing it. I think like analytically it makes like maybe not to that degree, but it layups and dunks and three pointers are the best shots to shoot. So it is what it is. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. War Chant said, "Oh, okay." Basically, he said, "Good luck this weekend." We're already at the end of the weekend, but I'll read the second part of his question. He said, "Any big game superstitions that you have?" Um, so I've never been a superstitious guy ever, but when I'm watching games, sometimes I will switch things up, and if something changes, I'll stick with it. Like whether it's I switch to a different drink, I'll change my shirt, I'll do something different to just see if it helps. But besides that, I'm not like lighting sage or anything.
I'm a big drink the same thing every game guy. 2022 finals, Warriors down 2-1. G started drinking White Claws.
Yeah,
We didn't lose another game.
that was a crazy moment. I was there for that. That was when y'all were your most dangerous. Y'all were never in lockstep more, and it was a scary, scary time.
2022 G and I were a fucking problem. Ooh, freaking
Facts.
problem.
Yeah, the streets will never forget. Steve Nash. Which one of these two players are better based on their stats? So I'm not going to do this because it's going to be a bad listen. Unfortunately, Sleeve, I like where you're going with this, but it's basically side by side Con Knipple stats and Tyler Hero stats.
I just pulled it up. Conka Nipple's the better player.
I'm looking through this right now. This is crazy.
Yeah. Conka Nipple's the better.
Con's different, man.
40% from three when he does a lot of it off the bounce is crazy.
And can't jump. Like that's crazy. Let's see. Uh, I Maynard said it ain't no accident. Carter just be skipping it because he don't want to read them. If you notice, he'll be reading ahead. It's the same look he does when Greg catches him look up something during a guessing game. Hey, there's discussion going on in the comment section. I know we shouldn't be doing that. All right, so let's stop that. Cameron D, who I don't know if I've seen in the Discord before. So if this is your first time, welcome to the Discord, Cameron D. Appreciate you. Uh, I ask you to just put your last name. No, we're not just gonna say Cameron D. That's insane. I ain't reading that. Only thing stopping Duke will be if the refs who did the Arizona game get assigned to another one. Even if that happens, y'all aren't losing. Congrats to Duke on the national title, by the way.
And they were up like 20 on Arizona. I feel like people forget that.
Yeah, they were, and they won, so who cares? Same old Lions. Hey, guy on the left, how'd your BBN do in the Sweet 16? Couldn't be my Spartans. We all make mistakes, D Hill. Monitoring.
I don't know what he's monitoring, but I mean, I wish we read this comment before today because it doesn't hit the same.
Dingus Bingus. I don't see all hail the Pope talking mess now, belt to ass. In a dream scenario, who would you like to see in the Connect Chaz role with the green light to chuck it every night and no other responsibilities?
Another comment that just doesn't hit the same after today.
Who's someone in college basketball we want to see in that role?
I mean, he kind of already was in it, but does Donovan Dent count?
That'd be a good one to see. Just like getting everything ran for him, just
Yeah.
a bucket. Oh, that's a good shout. Year two of Jace Richardson is well, I'll throw out there.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Rickhouse in that role.
You need I'm so sick of this bit already. I know how Greg feels now. Let's see who we got here. War Chant, 8 of the top 10 in Kempom being in the Elite Eight is a big win for the computers and the analytics. Shout out to the analytics, shout out to Evan Mia. Stock down, fam. by the way. Shout to the computers.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Also, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it, fam. We're not in the final four because you went out of pocket after a win. You jumped the gun. You did. You don't even got to admit it. But you jumped the gun, and it killed us. All right. So let's be better next year. I've done the same mistake before. It's okay. We'll move on. Um, let's see. Burners six. Actually, sorry. War Chant. I hear all these excuses of why players are in the portal. A lot of spin. My coach, I heard 22% of the players in the sport are in the portal and rising. How many would be in the portal if players had zero NIL making zero money? Sure, it's not all about the money 100%, but it's also about the money. If there was no money in it, I'm pretty confident the movement is under 20 times less.
I think I disagree. I think it ticks up because I think you're going to move even more because you're going to want to get to the pros even sooner.
Right. And it's also like I think the lower level guys will still go up because even outside of the money, it's better. Like it's better facilities, it's bigger stadiums, so you're on TV more. It's just more like the exposure portion of it. I still would think would still keep it very large. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll still be a lot of movement. Burner 605, Kansas basketball should punt next season. Figure out the next coach after Bill, very cooked, and work on 2026, 2027. Skipping to 2026 is crazy.
Crazy. Don't they have Darren Peterson coming
Also,
in?
y'all are Kansas. Tighten up. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy, crazy work. All right. Let's keep it moving here. Um, Flag against Arizona. Mm, oh, sorry, this came from Tingus Pingus. Flag against Arizona was a guy who would just not let his team lose. Something that you don't often see with the one of ones. Who are your all-time favorite college basketball players where they could be playing anyone or down by any moment, and you would still consider hammering their team's live money line because blank just won't let them lose? Walter Clayton Jr.
Yeah, Walter Clayton Jr., AD.
Who, AD?
Yeah, if I was betting back then.
I know it's not college basketball, but the real true answer for this on like bet on them anytime they're down is Steph Curry.
Yeah, it's Steph, it's Giannis, it's Jokic. Like I don't care who the Nuggets are playing, how much they're down by. I'm gonna assume Jokic is gonna get it done.
Dog, there was a year where I used to pray that the Warriors would be down 20 at half because third quarter Warriors is the greatest basketball team I've ever seen in my life.
I loved the third quarter Warriors. I would turn the game on at halftime sometimes just to to add the additional fun.
It was so special. Um, Burner 605, is Janai Broom going to play more or less career NBA games than Luka Garza?
I'm gonna say less.
I'm gonna say I don't even know how many NBA games Luka Garza's played. I know he's actually on the T Wolves. I'm gonna say more, but also like Janai Broom is very dominant, but he moves like his body hurts all the time. And I just don't know if it's working. Also, that man travels and hooks people like nobody's business. God damn.
He also only has one move.
Yeah, and he can't shoot free throws.
No.
And yeah, just great college player though, like a crazy college player. Um, Purdue Fox, pick a year that was better for the Big Ten. One, four Sweet 16, one Elite Eight. Two Sweet 16, two Elite Eight, one Final Four, one runner up. Three, doesn't matter because we were in the mid 10.
Three.
Uh, Three doesn't matter. That's crazy.
No, it's
Uh,
definitely two.
yeah, probably two. Let's see here. Oh, that was the last comment. All right. We went through that pretty good. Shout out to the Discords. Thank you everybody in the Discord. If I skipped your comments, I'll I'll dox myself and throw my address in the Discord. Y'all can come see me. All right. How about that? My team lost in the Elite Eight. All right. I got nothing for y'all. Shout out to everyone in the Discord. Please join the Discord, like I said. Shout out to YouTube Compliance Department, who we are brought by Dion. How have you been compliant this weekend?
So I went to a wedding. It was Friday. Had a little rental suit. Gonna be honest, had a little jewelry attached to it. Lost the jewelry somewhere along the way. Owned up to it when I returned the suit, though. I was compliant and being like, "Hey, I lost the jewelry. My bad. Do you need me to pay for that?" The guy proceeded to tell me, I guess I had a $50 deposit I was unaware of that will have that the jewelry be covered by. So we're good. But I was compliant and owning up to it.
Yeah, respected it. I can I get a comment on what jewelry it was?
I have no idea. I didn't wear it. So that was the issue. I looked at it, said this is gonna be way too hard to put on, tossed it somewhere, and never looked at it again.
Oh, what kind of was this wedding casual? Were you tie clipping it? What were we doing?
No, we had like full suit. Like, I'm not
You
gonna
were
lie.
in the wedding, right?
Yeah, I was in it. So when we rented the suits, they measure you and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they gave me one size fits all pants. So I had a real issue with that. Let me be honest, because like I walk out, I didn't know the pants were all one size fits all. So I walk out with some pants that like 10 sizes too big, and the guy's like, "Yo, it's on the inside. The belt is inside of the pants already." I'm like, well, "Who does this?" Like I asked for pants in my size.
Downsides of renting. I understand people got to do it, but you got to also know your personnel, know your team. You can't. Sometimes you can't rent. Sometimes you can't rent. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and get to the show. It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer. Topic number one, as we wrap up the second weekend, or the second weekend is wrapped up currently at the time of this recording. I want to go through, let's go ahead and say three winners and three losers from the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight rounds. Just to kind of give you a quick overview, if you didn't see it for some reason, the all the one seeds have advanced. They are on their way to the Final Four. As whoever was announcing that game, the Chalk and Riverwalk is a go. All right, shout out to him for that bar. But Dion, I want to do we can do it collectively, but let's make it four so we can go back and forth on it. But let's go four winners and four losers from the second weekend.
The first winner has to be that announcer. All chalk on the Riverwalk. Like, I mean, we've heard for 2 weeks how chalky the tournament is, how terrible it is, and then he just drops a bar like that. Like everyone that doubted the chalk was wrong just for that moment alone.
Yeah, I got that. That's definitely a winner of the weekend. Um, who do I want to go with for my one of this? Honestly, because it was record setting, I feel like they have to get it. Even though they ended up not making it to the Final Four. But that Sweet 16 game for Bama against BYU was one of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen. 25 made three-pointers. Mark Sears made 10 by himself. They used up all the made three-pointers, so they had none against Duke. But they got to be a winner for the weekend just for that performance alone.
Definitely. They're also a loser for the performance they had against Duke.
They just keep on moving because they can be both.
Yeah, they could be both.
I respect that. All right. Let's see where else I want to go with this. Oh, as winners.
Auburn, I think. I
Auburn's got
think
to be a winner, right?
I
I
think
think
this was
Auburn.
their first,
Yeah, I think
like,
Auburn's got to be a winner,
because their first start to finish performance in a month.
right? And they turned it up in the second half against Michigan, and then they're just so good. And I feel like people are always like, oh, Duke, Houston, Florida, like they're the number one overall seed, but they get treated like they're not the number one overall seed. Maybe because they were like kind of a little bit. But yeah, I think you got to give credit to them on making it and kind of having that dominant performance. So I think we got one more winner. I'm looking at the weekend of who I want to give it to. I almost wanted to say that, nah, not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. I don't know.
I don't know if I find I guess you have to say Walter Clayton. But I also like low key, and I don't want to be hard on Walter Clayton because he's special. But that NBA like stuff started to like come around coming into this game, and
Mhm.
I feel like there was a 10-minute span where I understood where the NBA stuff came from, and 30 minutes where I was like, there's no shot he ever plays in the league.
Yeah.
It was a very like up and down performance, but I feel like you do have to say Walter Clayton for the way he ended it.
Yeah. You know what? You know who I'm gonna give my last winner of the weekend to? The exciting whites. The exciting whites. We had a Thomas Hogg performance. We had a Cooper Flag performance. We had a Conker Nipple. We had Richie Saunders have a big performance. And then it was followed up by, we didn't have a Jackson Cole or Danny Wolf performance. Sean Padula. Shout out to all the exciting whites across college basketball. Last winner of the weekend.
How have we not? Because everyone always says Laker fans or Duke fans or Yankee fans or Cowboy fans. How have we not gotten like some form of AI picture of Khan and Coop on Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic's body?
That's on the internet. Well, that's not something we can decide, but they gotta figure it out. But that's enough of the winners. Let's get to the losers of the weekend. Let's go. Let's come up with four losers from the weekend.
I mean, I don't want to kick you when you're down, but it's definitely Jeremy Fears.
Tough weekend. Tough weekend. He made some winning plays in that Ole Miss game, but the guards outside of Jace Richardson, I think, would be the one of the big losers for Michigan State. I know it's kind of based on last game, it's a little bit harsh, but yeah, I think you gotta go there.
Low key, Jace too. I mean, I don't know what the end result of that game is going to be, but if you told me Jace wound up costing him some money, I would believe it.
He did struggle with length, I will say that, but that's a very tough Auburn, very lengthy defense he's dealing with, young guy. So we'll see how that goes. My second loser of the weekend, it's actually got to go to Tennessee. Got to go to
Hmm.
Tennessee. Like I know that they were playing a tough opponent in Houston, but they scored 15 points in the first half, man. 15 points in a half of basketball with the Final Four on the line, and Chaz Lanier couldn't hit anything in the first half. They got to be a loser of the weekend for me.
Yeah, that was one of the most embarrassing half performances I think I've ever seen. I didn't see the stat. It was either I believe it was Tipton tweeted it out. If it wasn't Tipton, it was someone else. How that was statistically the worst worst half of basketball in tournament history.
Was it actually?
Yeah, basically, I'll try and find the tweet while we keep going.
Good grief. All right, let's see. Who's another loser of this weekend? It feels rude to say the SEC is a loser because they could have had more teams in there, but they didn't end up getting in there. Who
Yeah, it
else?
was okay. I was a little wrong. It's the fewest points by a top two seed in a first half in any NCAA tournament game ever.
Yeah, that's damn. That's actually crazy.
That's
I know
crazy.
my loser of the weekend. This might be the biggest loser of the weekend, to be honest with you. It's Kevin Willard. It's Kevin Willard. He checked out, dog. Like this. They make a Sweet 16, and it doesn't even like really even feel that great because he quit. He quit, and he quit for Nova, and Nova is out here shaking ass for Kevin Willard. Like everyone in that circle who was involved with that's a loser. That's the biggest loser of the weekend.
I was gonna say it's Nova because you lost out on Patino and Dent, and you wound up with Kevin Willard.
Oh, that's a good shout. Let's see. One more. Who's one more loser this weekend? Ah, you know what? This is harsh because they did come back and win, and I like their team. But Texas Tech really tricked that game off
Against
against
Arkansas.
Florida. Oh,
Oh,
they
Florida.
tricked it. They tricked it,
Yeah,
tricked it.
yeah. Tex. I was gonna say Florida too. Like I don't know. Something about Florida. They feel to me like a team that was, I mean, they are a team that was thrown together in the portal. And you know how we always like the notion that like once you get your bag, you don't like care as much as some of these other guys. Even in their win, I don't think I saw as much fight out of them as I saw from Michigan State, like down 10 with a minute to go.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's something we might touch on another subject later in here. But I'm also the biggest loser this weekend because I just lost. So let's go ahead and throw that out there. But yeah, though shout out to the second weekend, setting up for a really good Final Four in San Antonio. We'll be there. So we'll see y'all there. Holla at us if you're there. The boys will be there. We'll be active. And I'll be sad because I should be watching my Michigan State Spartans, but I won't be. But let's go on to topic two. Topic number two, we're gonna do some early transfer portal takeaways. Now, you can go either way you want with this, whether it's players in the portal, whether it's, how the portal's operating. But let me be very clear when I start this. There's one thing that is the takeaway from everyone who's a part of the portal. Excuse my language, to all our younger listeners and or listeners who are offended by my bad language. The portal is fucking nuts, man. This place is legit wild. It's crazy. I love it because I'm me, but it is the wildest place I have ever embarked or tried to cover. And you know what? I feel like we cover it and cover it well, but there is no really covering it well because it's an insane place and everyone is in it. Dion, what is your biggest, sorry, not even your biggest, what are your early transfer portal takeaways?
Real quick, I wanted to ask you this. When you were at Albion, how many times do you think you would have entered the portal?
Oh man, it would have been vicious. It would have been vicious too because I would have had no interest either. I just would have been in there.
You would have had to go right back.
Yeah, I would have had to edit with like, yeah, I'm looking to I'm open to a return to Albion. I'm putting all fake schools on my list. I'm putting Michigan on there because they're reaching out to everybody. I'm just, yeah, I'm entering midseason and then after season, and just continuing to go on my life and never ever leave probably.
That'll be so special.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't even leverage a bag. I would leverage like, you know what I'm saying, like an extra pair of kicks, like nothing even crazy.
yeah, I just all I need is like some shoes, maybe a headband or two. We'll call it
Right.
even.
Then they tell me no, and I'm like, all right, well, had to try.
Right back to help you.
Right back, here I go.
Honestly, I think my early takeaways is like minus a handful of guys. I feel like you have to remember there's a reason some of these players are in the portal. And I think just because someone enters the portal, it doesn't take away from the fact that like maybe they weren't the greatest last year on their specific team. But what I love about it is the excitement that it provides fan bases, right? Like we got Ralph in our group chat fired up. They got Eagles staff, the kid who shot like 32% from three last year in North Dakota. You know what I mean? Like, but it provides that level of excitement. Player movement always does this within all sports. When you go from bringing back a team that stunk to adding new guys to it that were halfway decent at other schools, you're going to be excited about it. So I think the fan excitement that it provides is the best part. But I would just tell people like remember like unless you're getting Donovan Dent, a lot of these dudes are in the portal for a reason.
Yeah, that's a good takeaway. Also like it's the portal makes it so that like fans can have hope year to year too. Like you could go from bad to good, good to bad, same to same. Where you like there could be so much change because of the portal. And you know, I think there is beauty of it in that. So I'm gonna point out some positives of the portal. One, I think it's just it is kind of cool to see guys that are possibly on a lower level stage get a chance to like, you know what I'm saying, be recruited by the big people, like maybe go to a bigger school, go back closer to home. Like, I mean, one of the coolest stories last year for me, even though it didn't work out that great, but like Zeke Mayo going back to play for Kansas after he's been a lifelong Kansas fan. Like that type of stuff is cool to me. I like that type of things. Um, and also don't tell people how to feel about the portal. That's my biggest thing. If you hate it, that's fine. You can hate it, but some people like it, some people want to enjoy it, so just let it rock out. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be old man yelling at clouds all the time.
I completely agree with that. But my only old man yelling at cloud steak I want to have is if RJ Lewis ain't staying at St. John's, nobody's safe. Like nobody's safe from the portal. If you think you're in a good spot with somebody, you're not. Continue recruiting them at all times if you're a coach.
It does got to be so hard to keep players now because like if you're a coach, you got to think about it. First of all, go back to my day. There are some things said to me in practice that
And,
shouldn't be said in any medium.
I mean,
If it was said to me, I should have been out.
yeah.
Like
Listen,
you gotta be careful how you literally operate around these kids because they're gonna have a bad day and you could be the last straw and they could be in the portal like that.
if the portal existed in high school, I would have went to about 8 schools. Like I would have been, I would have been transparent once a month. The moment we had a practice where like I was asked to run extra, have fun, I'm out of here. I'm in the portal.
Yeah, come on now. Like you can't. What you want me to tell me I ain't touched the line? Yeah, I ain't dealing with this. I know I ain't got to deal with this elsewhere. I'm too nice. I'm somewhere else with it. But no, I think that the portal's crazy. My only one like old man yelling at the clouds thing is I'm trying to think how I want to put this. Okay. I'm pro go get your bag, right? I am pro, I don't care. Like Great Oxford made $2 million, people were mad. Coleman Hawkins made $2 million, people were mad. Those guys are generational bag getters. Like good on them. Like don't be mad at them for accepting get mad at the people who want to give them $2 million. They'd be stupid if they didn't take $2 million. So here's where I'm coming from on this one. This is my only old man yelling at clouds moment. I am begging of some people to have some decency on how much money we are paying some of these players because the one bad part about I think being a little bit more like in the circles of like the college basketball media world is that I can get like legit numbers on what these guys are getting, and I am baffled that some of these guys are getting as much. Like I'm talking about dudes that were bad on the team they were on going to another bad team and making $700,000. Like what John Diebler is paying Gabe Cupps an ungodly amount of money. And like good on Gabe Cupps. And maybe he turns out good, but like what are we doing here, man?
I knew who you were talking about the whole time. I was waiting to see how long you would go without just
Well,
saying it.
it's not even just him though. I'm not gonna just start throwing names and throwing kids under the bus, but good God, man. Like good on the kids, but what are these schools doing? Like who is advising them to pay a point guard for another team that was not that good to go be your guy and pay him upwards of almost $1 million.
I think it's ridiculous, but I will say, like, I think it's ridiculous, but it's not going to be for long. It's kind of like when a quarterback changes the marketing, you're like, oh, I can't believe so and so's making $60 million. Then 5 years from now, it's like, damn, that $60 million contract's a great deal, and all of a sudden you're saving money. Um, these college teams make just as much money as NBA teams do in like revenue share. Like these TV deals are not small TV deals, maybe not just as much money as NBA teams, but they make a lot of money nonetheless off their TV deals. These players are still getting a fraction of the percentage of it that professional sports athletes get in terms of like the revenue share.
Mhm.
So I'm all for it just because like, you look in the league, Clint Capella's making 20 M's, man. Like, Clint Capella, I don't know if he still plays. Like, I really have no idea if he gets on the court anymore. But he's making 20 M's. Like, Jordan Poole's getting 32 M's this year.
Good on. Is that his yearly contract? He's in 32 M's a year?
I think he's gonna make 35 next year.
That's good on him, man. That's great. Also, why I say this last stat, Dion, do you happen to have a browser up? I need you to look up Clint Capella's total NBA earnings because I think that'll just be fun. Because my last point here is that I truly do enjoy the transfer portal. It's a wild place, but as much as there's chaos and crazy money being thrown around, there's like also so many success stories surrounded by it. Like, look at the Final Four right now. Janai Broome, almost National Player of the Year, playing for Auburn. I mean, he's gonna lose Cooper Flag, but like that's a good part of it. Mason Gillis is in back-to-back Final Fours with two different teams. Walter Clayton is the best guard in the country, some say. He came from Ionia. Like, there's a lot of great things that can come with the transfer portal if you do it right. So I like looking and focusing on the great things about the transfer portal instead of focusing on the negative so much.
So, first off, I completely agree with that take. And I mean, one of the best ones that's going to happen this year is that point guard from Kennesaw State that's choosing between Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about him in the same light as Janai Broome, I think, one day.
I miss you can go to every single Final Four team and do that. Like literally, what's his name? Uzan
Yeah.
has been with Oklahoma in the gutter the past 2 years, and now is the starting point guard for one of the best teams in the country.
And very much so looks like an NBA dude too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what Oklahoma was doing with him, but he probably shouldn't be playing college basketball at this point.
Yeah, so it's the beauty of it. So all right, hit me with these Clint Capella
So
career earnings.
130 million career earnings. He makes $22 million this year. He'll be a free agent and he's only 30. So he's probably gonna make another $60 million.
Clint Capella is 30?
He's only 30. Like that's crazy.
Dog, that's insane.
These NBA dudes make so much money, and like that's the only reason I'm down for it. Because if you put Capella and AJ Debance both as free agents, AJ Debance should make triple what Capella does, and instead he's making one third of what Capella
That's
makes.
always the craziest thing to like look at. Like, isn't Luka Doncic 30 or 25?
I think so. I want to say I know Luca's younger than Chad Baker Mazara.
That's the Chad Baker. Dog, Chad Baker was all right. This is getting on topic. We're not going to talk about it. Actually, I'll save that for the 10 things. I'll save that for the next topic. But let's go ahead and get to that topic before we get too much off on the tangent here. Topic number three. Obviously, the Final Four is coming up this weekend. So I want to go and come up with 10 things to watch for in this Final Four. It can be anything you want. It could be players, it could be coaches, it could be game plans, whatever you want to see. Let's come up with 10 things to watch for in this Final Four, Dion.
Can I name the first one?
Yeah.
It's me, you, and G on a Saturday night on the Riverwalk.
Yep. Go ahead and say that. Go ahead and say that.
It's
Yep.
gonna be
Me.
a special performance.
It is. Also, can I give you some Final Four insight here?
What's that?
So the games on Saturday are late, right? So
Mhm.
like that's kind of like a little iffy getting out the game, whatnot. But on Sunday, you got like the full day. You got the full
Okay.
day, and the games on Monday aren't till at night. So
Okay.
if for some reason maybe you have yourself a late night, you got all day to get yourself, and then you go to the national championship game. It's a great setting. But yeah, this is gonna be the first link up
It
between
is.
me, you, and G and
The
JK,
fa-
because I know JK is gonna listen to us and be mad he's got left out.
that's JK. That's a hand up on me, JK. That's a hand up on me. What do you think JK's drink of choice is? I feel like he's like a sex on the beach drink guy.
I feel like he He is. He also carries around a Ziploc bag of creatine and puts like a tablespoon in every drink he has, so he feels better about himself.
He does pops a little pre-workout before we hit the bar. Like, yo, I gotta get jacked up real
Yeah, bro.
quick.
I'm not doing that, man. I just I do my mixed drinks with liquid IVs. I love you, JK. I'm sorry.
Love you too. Yeah.
Number two, it's Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Cooper Flag. He's a National Player of the Year. He's a generational guy, and like this is the biggest stage for him, right? This is the biggest
Yeah.
stage, and what's he gonna do? Well, the
This
best
is
team.
his moment. This is like also Cooper Flag versus Houston, Florida versus Auburn, respectfully. Of course, I know this is that's got to be number three. This is the best thing for college basketball.
I was just gonna say the four number one seeds is great. What my man call it?
All chalk on the Riverwalk.
All chalk on the Riverwalk is number three. Number four for me, a thing to watch for is that Florida is the worst is playing the worst of the one seeds.
Yes.
It's playing the
Yes.
worst of the one seeds. They are playing the worst of the one seeds. Um, but with a caveat, they have the best guard.
I think I don't know. I'm like obsessed with Concadipple right now.
Yeah, he. Who'd you rather have, Walter Clayton or Continental?
I think I'd rather have Walter Clayton.
I
Yeah.
think I have Walter Clayton too. So number four is that Florida's playing the worst of the one seeds, but they have the best guard in the
Yeah.
Final Four.
Tahad's special too. That save he made that just ended in a layup was crazy.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was really, really crazy, Dion. It was very. Mm-mm-mm.
Uh, Number five, I had the realization today, Houston can beat Duke.
Houston can beat Duke. That's very they definitely can. That team is just so well coached, man. And also like we'll probably talk about it more this week, but um it's gonna be interesting to see how they match up. Like who's guarding because like Houston is so good and they got great wingspan, but they don't necessarily have the greatest like height in general. And everyone who plays on Duke is like 6'5" and over. It's insane. Like Tyrese Proctor is 6'7", 6'6". So it's gonna be crazy, but definitely that how Houston matches up with Duke, I think I would put there at five. At six though, thing to watch for. Let me hold on. Let me double check this real quick before I say something stupid. No, this is true. There's going to be a coach that comes to the Final Four that wins their first national championship.
Dyer, Pearl, Golden. Yeah.
There's going to be a coach who tackles their demons and wins their first national championship.
I hope it's Kelvin Sampson.
I do too. I want him to get one, but also Duke's the best team. But I really want Samson to get one. I feel like it because I feel like people love to put him down, and if he got a title, they couldn't do it anymore, even though they shouldn't do it in general. But if he did it, then they definitely shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
This is impossible. If Duke and Shire could somehow win while Kelvin Sampson also coached the team, that's like my dream scenario.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, we got one, we got seven, eight. All right, we got four more things to watch for this Final Four. What do you think is another thing we should watch for?
Um, I always love the like pannings over to like a bunch of people in the crowd that actually can't see the floor during the Final Four because they're like stuck behind like a million poles and
Dog, there's so many bad seats at the Final Four. Like I get saying you're there, but there was that year I was in New Orleans and I was like that is it Sting? Is that the wrestler?
yeah, yeah,
When he's up by like the rafters? That was
yeah.
me. It was insane. I'm scared of heights and I was afraid watching the game.
I told G I'm gonna buy the worst possible ticket to the Final Four because I want to experience that.
No, you don't. It takes so long to get up there. It's truly, 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 truly ridiculous. Um, eight. Eight. What's the matchup? You know what? I'll go ahead since we talked about Duke and Houston. I think the SEC, the matchup of the SEC teams on the other side.
Yeah,
Like, I think who Florida won the SEC tournament. Auburn won the regular season. Florida beat Auburn. So like this is a battle between two high level teams, two good coaches. So I'm gonna go ahead at eight, and I'm gonna put Florida taking on Auburn in the battle for who gets SEC supremacy this year. Because in your eyes, who's the best team in the SEC?
it's Auburn. Well, no, no, no. I switched up towards the end. I said Florida, but then today makes me want to say Auburn. But I thought so highly of Michigan State. Like my brain is a pretzel after these last couple weekends.
That's fine to watch. I think I lean Florida, but I go back and forth because that Auburn performance, the last 10 minutes of Michigan in this game,
Right.
pretty, pretty impressive in my eyes. I don't know how we got to this point without saying this. Nine is Chad Baker Mazara. That dude is wild. And not just like wild, like technical ways. He does so many things that should hurt his team and do hurt his team at times. It is ridiculous. Like there's no pulling the ball back out. He throws some of the most ridiculous passes I've ever seen. His shot selection is terrible, and yet he is Auburn's second most important player. That should terrify people.
So I think he listens to this channel, by the way. So I listened to UNG's preview for the game this morning while I was figuring out what my bets were. And you guys mentioned how like Fears, Holloman, Akins, all of them need to get to Auburn and make them do the stupid thing. Fears tried to do that at the end of the first half, and all Baker Mazar did was this.
Yeah,
And that was the moment where I said, this is the most dangerous team in the country.
very fair. He did hold back on that. He did definitely hold back on that. All right, one last thing to watch for in the Final Four.
Todd Golden versus Shire. If one of them gets it done, they're the next great college basketball coach.
Oh, okay. So if you get the battle of the young bulls there, then that's going to be who is the next guy.
Yeah. Because I think everyone's kind of assuming like one day Oates goes to the NBA.
Hmm.
And there's the possibility that one day Hurley goes to the NBA. We don't really talk about Shire and Golden like NBA guys at the moment, which honestly might mean they're the ones that actually make the jump, kind of like Billy Donovan did for Florida. But I think whoever is able to get it done, like they're now the new face of coaching in college basketball once Hurley takes his next step.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's 10 things to watch for directly after the Final Four is decided. That's probably going to change in like 12 hours, and maybe I'll have it as another topic on tomorrow's episode. But be sure to tune in, and I'm very excited overall for this Final Four. It's going to be really fun. We're going to be in San Antonio. You ever been to San Antonio?
No, honestly, all I know about San Antonio is the Riverwalk and then the way Charles Barkley feels
I
about
feel
it.
like honestly, I might go on the streets and ask people what they think about San Antonio, and everybody's going to reference what Charles Barkley said.
That's
Literally
all I know
everybody.
about it.
Literally everybody. But all right, can't wait to see it. One big thing presented by YouTube compliance and also our sports teams breaking our hearts.
Responsibility. Betting responsibly, drinking responsibly, responsibly thinking with your heart, all of the above. Also, responsibly playing the game of basketball, Jeremy Fears. Please be responsible of it. Be responsible of the ball going through the hoop, maybe. That would be nice for some of us that had plus 5.5. But anyway, just responsibility as a whole and gratitude. I feel like in this portal era, within college basketball. There's not enough gratitude, not enough loyalty. I would probably be a portal guy, so it's crazy coming from me. But not enough gratitude, loyalty for the people that got you there. Always pay your respects to those like to that and enjoy the moment. I feel like no one in sports anymore just enjoys the moment. It's always like, dang, my team lost. Is Jace Richardson coming back? Not, hey, we went from being like pretty low ranked in the preseason to a couple possessions away from beating Auburn to go to the Final Four. Just enjoy the moment, be thankful for what happened, and whether you're Michigan State or Tennessee or Alabama or I have no idea who Florida beat. Oh, Texas Tech. Like you had phenomenal seasons and it was fun. And the portal is not does not have to be the end all be all for the next month. You can still enjoy what you did this year.
Appreciate that message. That's definitely big facts. I got two things. Also, you going full Mark Pope is crazy with the gratitude thing. You really might be a Kentucky guy.
I do love Mark Pope. I've been watching just Mark Pope press conferences as like motivation for my day to day, like 9 to 5 life.
I respect that 100%. Two things for me. I think I would go for one big thing. One sentimental, one non-sentimental. The first sentimental one, um, I was actually dead ass, of course, sad that I lost my game, lost my game. Michigan State lost their game, right? Like that hurt. Getting there, I say like I'm fine, like the season was fun, and the season was fun, but like losing sucks. Like let's not get that shit twisted. Um, it did actually make me feel better directly after loss. Put son to bed. Son cracked a smile. Son didn't realize that daddy was in hell. I'm glad that he has the innocence that he has right now, where he can just love me no matter what when everyone around me is hurting me. So shout out to him. Shout out to wife always too for knowing how to operate when I'm in my sad modes. She consoled me very well. And then secondly, on a lighter note, we need to bring back drinking out of mason jars more. I'm not gonna lie. Now this is a massive mason jar, which is also a cheat code because you're telling people. I mean, I just had one drink. Little did you know it's a 98-ounce mason jar. So you know what I'm saying. You play the system, but it's something about it. It just hits different. I think it's got. I mean, I don't want to pause myself here, but you know what I'm saying? It fits well in your hand, okay? It's wide. This is getting bad quick.
It's funny.
But shout out to
Yeah.
Mason jars.
Real quick, you decided I went full Mark Pope. You went full LeBron after he goes 2 for 20 and we all lost money. And he's like, yeah, but like I get to go home and tuck my kids in the bed, kiss the wife on the forehead. Like, dog, we don't care. You just shot 2 for 21. I had $100 parlay on that. I don't care if you going home to Bronny and them.
Listen, bro, I was calling people broke. I'm broke too. I got family. That's all. That's all I got. Also, it's not gonna stop me from watching just endless post game comments, and I can't wait. Izzo's post game conference just got posted. Can't wait to cry to that. But shout out to everybody for tuning in today's episode. We will be back tomorrow. Big week. A lot of stuff on the channel. Transfer portal stuff as always. Full episodes. We're gonna have some previews for the final four games. Man, the season's coming to an end, and we're gonna get y'all ready for it, get y'all all hyped up. So for Dion, for myself, big loser, we'll catch y'all next time.